Hello, everybody. I'm sorry if I seem a little excited. That was literally the best episode of Game of Thrones since I think I think forever. I was literally on the edge of my seat the entire time. It was so juicy. It gave us so much to talk about. There was just foreshadowing all over the motherfucking place. It was amazing. I loved it. It was just like I literally can't even. It's hard not to jump right to the end because reasons, but all right, let's just get right into it and break it down because we have a lot to talk about. I wanted first to touch on something that I didn't get to talk about last episode because I was rushing or whatever. At the very beginning of the episode, when they pick Jon up from the snow, they focus just for like a brief second on the blood stain in the snow on the ground. And it's clearly something with wings. Batman, perhaps? Well, I mean, Jon Snow, no parents, always wears black, he's got a frozen villain. Maybe. No, just kidding. Obviously, maybe not obviously. It's probably a dragon. This feeds into the theory that I feel we are all rooting for, that Jon Snow will eventually tame and conquer one of the dragons and, ride off and fight evil on it. I will go more into detail in this theory in just a few because I feel the show might actually be giving this particular far-fetched theory some ground to stand on. So we jump right in with Bran and the three-eyed raven. They're in the middle of a vision. Since it seems like they're not, it seems like they're just time traveling. Let me explain what's actually happening. They can't just magically look into the past at anything that's ever happened ever. They are, at least not if they follow the books, they are actually possessing the trees, the weirwood trees, the ones with the weird, creepy faces, the gods of old. So they're seeing what the trees can see, if that makes sense. So even though there is no weirwood present in the courtyard of Winterfell, at least not in that scene, that's what's actually happening. I'm not sure if that's how they're going to describe it or explain it in the show, but that's the premise of them being able to look into the past. So, yes, regardless, we see little Ned and little Benjen sucking at sword fighting, which brings back to mind this little cute memory.
And which one of you was a marksman at 10? Keep practicing, Bran.
Then Lyanna rides in. Yes, because Lyanna is a key to this theory that I've been harboring onto for years now. The theory is that Jon Snow isn't actually Ned's bastard son. Let me explain. First off, Ned's biggest character trait that everybody knows him for is that he's honorable and noble and, wouldn't ever betray anybody ever.
You think my life is some precious thing to me? That I would trade my honor for a few more years of war?
And everyone's constantly alluding to this, so why would he cheat on his wife? Second, Robert Baratheon was in love with Lyanna Stark. It's a huge reoccurring conversation in the entire first season. In fact, that's how we were introduced to Robert Baratheon, was in the crypt where he's mourning Lyanna. The whole reason Robert is king is because he went to war with the Targaryens over Lyanna. They mention that the reason specifically is Rhaegar Targaryen, Khaleesi's brother, which she never met, but they always talk about. Rhaegar kidnaps Lyanna and runs off with him, or with her. However, Rhaegar Targaryen is also known as this smart, wise, lover of the arts, noble man, not a warrior type. So why would he go off and rape and kidnap Lyanna? Obvious reason is obvious. They were in love and they eloped. The book offers much more evidence. For example, it alludes to a tournament back in the day where Rhaegar won the joust and named Lyanna as the queen of love and beauty instead of his wife, Alaria, which was a big deal, and that's why the Dornishmen are pissed. But yeah, it's pretty big. So basically the theory is that Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark ran off together and gave birth to a baby boy that is little baby Jon Snow. In the book, Ned talks about his last moments with Lyanna, and he has visions of blood and, mentions a promise that he made to her. Blood, childbirth, a promise. The promise that he would never tell anybody that Jon Snow is actually Rhaegar Targaryen's son. Because, if you remember, Robert Baratheon was just adamant about killing any Targaryen that was left alive. He'd been constantly sending people to kill Khaleesi forever. And so if he found out that Jon Snow was actually Rhaegar and Lyanna's son, he would have murdered Jon Snow in his sleep. So Ned did what he had to, lied to his wife, lied for the first time ever probably, that Jon Snow was actually his, and just to protect him because Lyanna asked him to. Boom. So basically, Jon Snow is a very dark-haired Targaryen. There are 3 dragons. Daenerys has 1, right? Which leaves 2 left to tame and conquer. 1 can go to Jon Snow, and the other to somebody else, but we'll get into that later. Okay, I know that was a lot, but it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. And the fact that they're introducing Lyanna at this point in the show means that she's going to be a very important character and is imperative to the story. Maybe not this season even, but for sure later on. So we also see baby Hodor, who can talk. Like, what happened to you, Hodor? Who hurt you? Who did it? We see old Nan come to his rescue, if you remember her. I wonder where they're going with that this season. I honestly have no clue. Maybe something like Lyanna, Benjen, and Ned mess around with him and traumatize him by accident. That would suck, but I honestly can't think of anything else. Well, we'll find out. Hodor origins. So Bran wants to stay in the vision, and the 3-eyed raven has to drag him out of it and then lectures him on dwelling in the past. You get this mirror of Erised from Harry Potter kind of vibe. Don't dwell on the things, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and they show one of the children of the forest who got like a complete makeover. She looks weird, like kind of a weird harpy meets mermaid hybrid with Nike Just Do It eyebrows. I don't know. She definitely doesn't look like a child of anything anymore, but whatever. We see Mira, who is still mourning and angry about her brother. She expresses boredom, how she's ready to go out. I hope that this does not mean that she's going to run off and leave Bran, because that would really, really suck. I guess the weird harpy lady read my thoughts because she comes in and explains or tries to convince Mira, like, hey, Bran really needs to stay here, but okay. Back to the wall, where Sir Davos and Alistair are having a little standoff. Obviously, Alistair was going to kill him. Shwing, the swords come out. Starts growling, and we prepare to see some deaths, but psych. The wildlings come busting in through the door. The giant just wrecks some poor dude. And Alistair and all his cronies just back down because they're cowards and horrible. And you know for a fact that that wouldn't have happened if Jon Snow was Lord Commander, but, the wildlings see the recently departed Lord Commander, and they talk about building a pyre, but fire cannot kill the dragon. Back down to King's Landing, where some dude is making lewd jokes about Cersei. Haha, penis! The Tanker Girl shows how I feel about this hilarious joke, and then Franken Mountain shows what he feels about this hilarious joke. Talk shit, get hit, I guess. Cersei tries to go to Myrcella's funeral, which she's not allowed to go because apparently Tommen said that she couldn't go. I am kind of with Cersei on this one, like, you can't go to your own daughter's funeral. But the guards say that Tommen said so, which I didn't believe at first. Turns out, he really did say that she couldn't go. And just like, what? Why? Like, what are you being like that, Tommen? Even Jaime's like, what the fuck, bruh? Tommen clearly cares more about Marjorie. That damn succubus. The High Sparrow shows up, and Jaime sends Tommen off to go talk to Cersei. The High Sparrow and Jaime have a pissing contest, which unfortunately the High Sparrow wins by bringing out his cronies. He started talking about like them being the poor and how they will start a revolution, and in my head I'm just thinking like,
well, it's always so easy to beat up on people who are helpless, who are downtrodden. That's always an easy target to beat up on the poor, to talk about.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm feeling the High Sparrow burn at the moment. He's kind of a dick. Tommen goes to Cersei with his tail between his legs. She says, "Glad to see you," even though she hadn't even looked at him whenever she said that, which I thought it was funny. He apologized for not being strong enough. They make up, and I'm sad to say that I really think that Tommen is going to die this season for trying to be strong enough. So, and gold their shrouds will be. Rip. We get some more good shit. The A-team of Marine is together plotting. I mean, honestly, could we think of a better combination of people? You've got Missandei, you've got Grey Worm, you've got Lord Varys, and you've got Tyrion. Come on. Even though they're taking L's like from all sides and losing everything that Daenerys worked super hard for, I still have high hopes. Tyrion brings up the dragons, and we hear about how depressed they are and how sad they are. We get some great Tyrion logic saying, oh, well, we should probably release the dragons. And him being the smallest man with the biggest balls volunteers to go do it. They go down there, and Varys is just looking at him like, you is dead as hell. Just looking at him like it's the last time he's ever going to look at him, ever. And we just get this amazing scene of Tyrion conquering some dragons. Like, I can't even describe how amazing it was. He's just like using wit on the dragons, like they can actually understand him. He unchains one. The second one, like, adorably, like, leans in, like, me too, bruh, me too. They're just, like, fiery, vicious, toothy puppies. I don't know. It was really cute. I'm just sitting there, like, as soon as he unchains one, I'm like, ride it, Tyrion, get on it, and ride off into victory. But he didn't, and the dragons, like, turn around and go back to the back of the cave. I'm assuming to pick off that food that they weren't eating before. Hopefully we'll see them flying around next episode in the wild. I don't know. It'll be really cool. It's just so cool. Dragons! Arya is getting her ass kicked again. I'm just like, please stop, you're hurting her. Jaqen H'ghar shows up and to test her, I guess. Honestly, I feel like Arya is just telling them what they want to hear. I think that Arya is always going to be Arya. She's not going to lose who she is. She's not going to forget the list of names that she needs to cross off her list. She will never be nobody. She's a Stark, and that's what's amazing about her. I don't know, but they buy it. So apparently, like, they drag her off. She's going to do something cool. Next episode, I'm sure. We'll see. Probably cut off her face and make her shapeshift? I don't know. Okay. Trigger warnings would have been nice for this next scene. And I mean that 100%. Like, oh, man. Okay. So Bolton is pissed off, per usual, at Ramsay. More hinting that they're going to attack Castle Black and try to kill Jon Snow. Like, it's just laughable to think of Ramsay trying to go up against Jon Snow or the wildlings. Like, he's, you know, a sick fuck, but he's also a giant pussy. I don't know. I think even Sam could probably kick his ass. More mention of their allies with the Karstarks. So it looks to me like the North is just going to be split in half, like full out Winterfell, the Civil War, with Stark supporters and supporters, Bolton supporters. That'll be pretty badass. Hopefully they can just get their shit together before the White Walkers show up. We get another oh shit moment when the maester comes in and announces that Walda had her baby, and it's a boy. Everybody's looking at Ramsay like, yikes, bye Felicia. Then there's like a realization that Ramsay's gonna kill the baby and, realize that that's really gonna suck. And then, like, oh shit. Like, what? Ramsay just stabs Papa Bolton. Yeah, he just went like 0 to 100 in like a second. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was thinking was gonna happen. I knew he was gonna kill the baby. I didn't think he was gonna kill his dad. Yeah. My first thoughts was that House of Bolton is fucked because Ramsay is psychotic and thinks with his crazy head instead of, logic and, human compassion, whatever. So then the dread sets in when he asks for Walda and the baby. And let me show you. This is what I literally wrote down in my notes. I still have it here. No, this is the worst. God, stop. Please, I can't. People complaining about the rape scene are going to hate this. This is the worst ever. They outdid themselves with this shit. I hate it. Fuck Ramsay. I can't even theorize. I'm so sad. And that was my thought process. I then wiped off some angry tears for like the next scene, which was pretty anticlimactic. The next scene, I'm going to talk about what just happened. It sucked. The next scene is Theon, pretty much just, like, oh, I can't face Jon Snow. I can't do it. I'm sorry. He feels bad about what he's done. He feels sorry. He cries. They hug. He says that he's going to go off to see his family, which didn't go too well the last time he was there. Maybe things will be different this time. Oh, hey, speaking of Greyjoys, Asha is arguing with her papa. He is insisting on trying to conquer Westeros, and she's just like, bruh, like, we can barely hold our own here at sea. And I don't know, like, stay in your lane, dude. Like, you're lucky Robert Baratheon didn't kill you when he had the chance. But, oh, hey, your brother might. So we get to see Euron Greyjoy, the Crow's Eye. We've seen little of him in the show. I think there's like a mention of him maybe in the first season. But I will tell you what I do know from the books. He is... he betrayed their brother. I think he had sex with Victarion's salt wife. So he was banished for that. And then he sails the seas with a bunch of pirates that have all their tongues cut off because of Euron. And they went to Old Valyria, so he knows all this like mysticism. He knows about dragons. He talks about Daenerys and about wanting to wed her and stuff. Yeah, okay, sure, bro. Whatever you say. Just basically that he's ruthless and pretty crazy. But we get that from this scene. Where he kills his brother. Asha vows revenge against whoever did this. They announced the King's Moot, which is extremely exciting for me because I loved that in the books. They've already talked about that, so it's pretty awesome. If you don't know, a King's Moot is where the seekers are vying for the throne bring a bunch of money and their treasures and their gold and their men, and whoever yells the loudest gets to be the king. 10 out of 10 form of elections, guys. Really great. I don't know. I can't wait. It was cool in the books. I'm sure it'll be amazing in the show, especially now that they've actually brought Euron into the show as a player. He's going to change and shake things up a little bit. Just awesome setup, really. So, okay, finally, we're back at the Wall. Melisandre is looking way worse for the wear. She's like desperately scanning the fire for visions. Davos, the real MVP Davos, asking the real questions like, can't you just use your magic and bring him back to life? And I damn near imploded in my seat. She's like, oh, I've seen somebody do it before. I don't know. Cough, throws a mirror. She's like, I don't know if I can. And everyone's just like, just do it! Just do it!
Just do it!
she's just like in the middle of a pity party, like, oh, I had one bad vision and it didn't work and I'm so sad. Tabos is like, just try it, you know, what is it gonna hurt? And I'm like standing on my couch, you know, like yelling at the TV, like, come on, Melisandre, like, redeem yourself. I've hated you so much this whole show. Then I start worrying about it because she's like, oh, I can't, I might not. And I'm worried that we're going to have like she's going to mess it up. And then we're going to have a Khal Drogo situation where he's alive. And then I'm like, wait, doesn't life have to pay for death? You know, I volunteer Ollie's ass as tribute. So I don't know. But see, then logic kicks in, and you see there, and in the last episode, that is not a Kit Harington dummy, and they wouldn't pay for Kit Harington to come back for 2 episodes just to lie on a table. So we see where this is going. She tries, everyone, like, it doesn't happen in front of everybody, so everyone leaves, and then Ghost comes up, and he starts making noise, and then just mind blown, Jon Snow is back. Yes, I told everybody I knew it. I knew that they weren't going to kill him. But yes, it happened. So yes, just utter joy. The episode ends right there. I am so excited. I can't wait. It's going to be great. Like, just imagining their faces when they see him. It was just perfect. It progressed every single story in the direction that I wanted it to go. Like, I was so worried about this season, and this episode just completely erased any doubts that I had in my mind. I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm sorry, I'm saying that too many times. There's a dragon waiting for Jon Snow down south. He first needs to deal with the Boltons and the Karstarks, which will be on their way pretty soon, probably next episode. We'll see. Not to mention the Wildlings and the White Walkers. So, yeah, it'll be a whole lot. I'm relieved. I'm ecstatic. I so can't wait for next week. These were pretty much just my theories and musings while I was watching the show. I know it was a lot. I hope this was informative. If not, at the very least, it was relatable. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!